You're listening to LunaKage and Mr. You Suck's Unnamed Wrestling Podcast.
Maybe I wanted a little bit more silence for that, but we're fine. I need like 3 seconds of silence at the beginning to get the editing, but it doesn't matter.
3 seconds though?
Yeah, that's how I get a good sound profile, so I can background cancel any noise. But fuck it.
I mean, you could background cancel it to that.
I mean, exactly. Anyways, welcome to another episode of LunaKage and Mr. You Suck's Unnamed Wrestling Podcast.
Yep.
One very special episode, in fact.
One super special. There is so much fucking special in this episode. There's a lot of
special going on.
I think the WWE booked it to be this way. I'm going to be completely real because it could have not gone this well if I had anything to say about it.
You're like booking for second place at this point in your life. You're like, I'm not even going to book for the best possible thing because that's outside of the realm.
If it were up to me, we would have won the title like 6 months in. Mm-hmm. But we won it on our anniversary. It's our 1 year anniversary. We've been doing Unnamed Wrestling Podcast for a full fucking year. Full year.
That means we actually put our fucking axe to the grind and did this shit for a full year.
Yeah, we've improved our quality.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that we improved our charisma, although that's, subjective.
And by now you should have heard that we have a new intro for the show as well.
Yeah.
Not to mention we're on our own YouTube channel. So heck, that's a big amount of improvement over a year.
Yeah, and we've gained 2 subscribers.
Hey! Granted, we just moved to the YouTube, so we still need to promote it a little bit.
We used to get 11 people.
Yeah, I was kind of already like off my own thing, and I mean, we need to build with it.
Have you maybe did like an advertisement on your channel? Because it was hosted there before.
It was hosted there. I don't have the follower base for that advertisement to actually hit yet.
Well, yeah, maybe not, but at the same time, like
my subscribers are like maybe in the 20s. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, 20 though? Was it really just that low?
Yeah, no.
Because that would mean like half of your subscribers, assuming any of your subscribers actually were the ones watching, watched those wrestling videos.
The thing with the past couple videos is that I haven't been promoting them as well as I wanted to because they were like, they would happen and I'd get them like kicked out the door right before I had to like go out of town for something, and I'm like, it was just a hurried mess. So, but that's just the growing pains of having your own channel. We'll get that shit back. Yeah.
So, what did you guys think of the new intro? Like, favorite, subscribe, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Yeah. The two of you out there listening. I mean, it makes us sound a little more professional.
Exactly. I've always wanted to have an intro song and do it for a lot of stuff on my channel. So
instead of just like kicking in with "Hey,
Redford." Anyways, it's Money in the Bank 2016
Anniversary in the Bank edition.
Anniversary in the Bank edition. Let's kick it off with the pre-show.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Like, do we have to talk about anything but the main event?
We have to get through the card.
Man.
Don't worry. Honestly, the middle of the card is like, who cares?
Oh, you know what? I'm stupid because we talked about this, except just like I forgot, you might have forgot.
I probably forgot too.
I wanted to introduce a new segment on the show.
Oh, yeah. Shit we did last year.
Yeah. Right? Like, since this is our year anniversary.
Yeah.
Before we get started, we're going to quickly list the matches that happened last year, which we also covered. It kind of functions as, an advertisement for our past selves.
Yeah.
Maybe you could see what we thought about the card at the time, which is an interesting as fuck thing.
I think that's the thing, because it's, I like shit like that because a lot of things, like, you look back on what you thought would have happened, and then you see what actually did happen, or what ended up mattering when you thought it maybe not have, or more like what didn't matter when you thought it would matter.
Yeah, and that's especially
and I think this pay-per-view is a good one to do it on because the Money in the Bank from last year is a talking point. Let me tell you that.
Wow, that's amazing when I look at this. Holy shit! Okay, so match number 1 was on the pre-show. R-Truth defeated King Barrett.
I mean, that was in the middle of the King Barrett jobbing out to literally everyone segment of his life. It was depressing.
And a year later, R-Truth's still on the pre-show.
Yeah, and Barrett left the company. Thank God if he escaped.
And this opened the card, I guess. Opened the actual card. Match 2. Sheamus defeated Dolph Ziggler, Neville, Kofi Kingston, Kain, Roman Reigns, and Randy Orton in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
I don't think it opened the show.
Maybe they didn't list it correct.
Yeah, they probably didn't list it correct.
It might have, though.
I don't believe it did, because we got angry later on in that match. I remember.
Well,
later on in that card. My apologies. But I think that's a thing. Is like there was a lot of hype for that Money in the Bank because literally everyone other than Sheamus had like a legitimate thing they could do with it.
I mean, not necessarily Kofi Kingston.
Kofi.
Oh wait, no, that was when he was New Day. Yeah,
so Kofi would have had it. It was,
like
Dolph would have been the one who maybe wouldn't.
We were like bouncing around the idea of like New Day freebirding the WWE title.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was silly.
They still need to do that.
But yeah, like everyone thought. At least we thought that Roman Reigns was like a shoe-in for winning.
Yeah.
But then Bray crashed it, yeah, which we thought was going to happen this year, but didn't. Third match, according to Wikipedia, the Divas champion Nikki Bella defeated Paige to retain the title.
Literally, who cares?
Exactly. That was before the Divas Revolution.
Yeah, this was pre-Diva Revolution.
Oh, here's a funny one. This is during Intercontinental Hell back during Ryback's reign. Big Show defeated the champion Ryback by DQ, so Ryback retained the title.
That poor bastard. Ryback did not deserve his title reign.
I can't remember if this was the first.
Let me back that up for anyone that didn't watch. Ryback did not deserve to have the title reign he did because he's way better than the shit they gave him. Yeah, that was awful. It was like 4 months of dragging it out between him, Big Show, and The Miz. Yeah, and we'll talk about it. And
a year later, The Miz is champion.
And Ryback left the company.
Yeah, and Big Show is nowhere to be found. Luckily, I guess. Well, he's unswerved.
Yeah, he's doing the backstage things, which is where he should be.
Fifth match, according to this. I can't remember if it was the second or third match in their feud, but John Cena defeated Kevin Owens.
This was the second one. You said John Cena defeated the second? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he won the third one too.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the blow-off match happened at Battlegrounds. For the third one,
think so.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out next month. All right. Sixth match, the death spot. The primetime players, Darren Young and Titus O'Neil, defeated the New Day, Big E and Xavier Woods, who are the current champions.
Because.
Wow, so they won it.
They won it.
I forgot that they had.
Yeah,
because they were champions at one point.
They mentioned it during the pay-per-view today that the New Day won it back at SummerSlam, and that started their reign.
No shit. God, see, this segment is great already.
Exactly.
Fucking reflecting on years past. And the big one, which is interesting, because a year later, they're both in the main event again.
Yep. It's Dean, Jeans, Ambrose, and Seth Rollins.
Seth Rollins, the champion, defeated Dean Ambrose in a ladder match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
I liked that match because it was the first match that showed chicken shit Seth as doing something other than being an actual worthless piece of shit.
And it was the only match that I can think of in recent memory at all that showed Dean Ambrose being just unstoppable and immune to pain.
Yeah.
Because no matter what he was put through, he just kept getting up. Like, we thought for sure when he was powerbombed through that fucking pile of chairs.
And then he buried him
on the outside. And then he was buried underneath it. Seth tried to climb the ladder. Dean was like, no. And then he got back up. And then the only way it eventually ended.
I think that was the end. He wasn't able to get up and stop him.
No, he was.
He was?
He got up. They were both up there. They both had their hand on the belt. They both fell with the belts in hand. But then Seth hung on to it. And Dean dropped it when they fell.
That's it.
Like, at the time, I know I think a lot of people didn't like the finish, but I liked it due to the fact that I wanted Seth to keep it. I'm pretty sure I could be wrong. Fucking people being like, you didn't say that. I don't know.
I mean, you're probably like, Dean.
Well, I mean, I do love Dean. Yeah. But I did appreciate the fact that they kept them on, like, even ground because, Dean didn't lose decisively. Like, they were both up there. The only difference was that Dean's finger strength wasn't as good. So yeah, that was Money in the Bank 2015.
Yep.
And now let's get on to 2016.
Yeah,
a year later.
So before, this kind of probably screwed up a couple cards internally. Like a couple days, like 2 days before the pay-per-view, they moved the card around a little, taking Sheamus and Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin Ziggler off the pre-show and onto the main card. And the pre-show, instead, we have Golden Truth versus Breezango starting us off.
Speaking of Breezango, though, you know how when you go to like some certain fast food places, on the receipt you'll see the name of the cashier?
Yes, Breeziano.
Yeah, fucking me, Greats, and Gordon went to fucking Wendy's, and our cashier's name was Breeziana.
Breeziano, that's right.
That's the kind of name that this team has.
It's a bad name, but
it's awful name.
The thing about this match is they spent 6 months building up the Golden Truth team, and in one segment, I was immediately won over by Breezango.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I guess this must have happened on SmackDown, because, fuck, I didn't see it on Raw. It wouldn't get any time on Raw. It probably happened on Superstars.
Maybe.
Breezango and Tyler Breeze and Fandango get sunburns, and they're beet red, and their skin starts peeling, and the homoeroticism starts as they're like, we need to lather ourselves with these bananas to help our skin. So Golden Truth come out, and they're like, yeah, we're about to have this tag team match, and then like Fandango and Breeze like stiffly walk to the ring, still burnt to shit.
It was pain. Probably the best selling we've seen tonight.
Oh my god, it was hysterical.
And tonight was pretty good for salesmanship.
They get out there, and like every chop and slap, they're just dying over. And so Breeze is in first, and he's like, I'm dying, and he goes to tag, like a forceful tag, and he slaps, Fandango starts. He gets beat up. He runs to the corner and slaps Tyler, and Tyler sells because he just got tagged. It is hysterical. Yeah. Like, I don't even care about Golden Truth. You spent 6 months building these losers up. I don't care about them. I care about Breezango. That was hysterical.
Well, I'm glad you care about them, because I'm sure this feud is going to go on for another 6 pre-shows.
Exactly.
Because what else are they going to do? Are they going to challenge for the tag team titles?
No.
You think so?
No. I mean, I'm glad they're at least doing something with these guys. Like,
I mean, like, they're giving it an entertaining segment. Yeah, like I don't care about the match, but if they're going to have a match, at least it's going to be funny.
That's the thing. It's entertaining, and you're using Tyler and Fandango to their gimmick's strengths.
Yeah.
They're pretty boys. They went tanning. They burned themselves.
Yeah.
Now they're selling for every little whisper that hits them. It's good. It's entertaining. It's great low-card shit.
And then R-Truth is always funny.
Yep.
So, you know, like, Goldust, he's there. He could work a serious or a fucking comedy role.
Yep.
That's what's great about Goldust.
He's classic.
Yeah.
Golden Truth win. Goldust hits Final Cut. Looks great.
Yeah, the Final Cut's great.
That's perfectly good pre-show match.
Yeah, like it's totally what you would expect on the pre-show.
Yeah,
like you know,
entertaining, but not like you're giving away anything for free.
Like when you get a super good match, like on the pre-show, whether or not it's surprisingly good, like the last time we saw Ryback in the ring against Kalisto.
Yep,
that was a surprisingly good match. But you don't really necessarily want that on the pre-show.
No,
you know, like you don't want to feel like you missed something if you didn't see the pre-show.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think little throwaway matches like this are the kind of stuff that the pre-show needs.
Exactly. Your second pre-show match is Lucha Dargans versus Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
And this is the pre-show match that has no action called. So
yeah, fucking. Do you even have any notes for it?
Here's my note. Now that Kalisto has dropped the belt, he's been dropped to the pre-show to tag with Sin Cara again.
He was already on the pre-show, though.
He was, but like, he had the belt.
I think his title reign, with the exception of when he lost the title, has been on the pre-show.
It's really pitiful.
Yeah.
Really pitiful.
Poor guy, because he's great.
Yeah, no, he didn't deserve that, and the U.S. Championship didn't deserve that, and it was just a fucking shit show.
Yeah.
The best part of this match is Morrow's commentating.
Oh, of course.
Morrow's great.
He's got that voice that kind of harkens back to a JR almost, where it's a very distinct voice.
Very
like
distinct,
Michael Cole's voice is only distinct because we've heard it for so long; it's burned into our memory. But like, he's just a regular sounding dude. So when you get Mauro Ronaldo in there talking through like a fucking closed diaphragm or however you fucking do it, like he's got. He could easily be like the next JR type guy.
He has a very hearty voice to him.
Yeah.
There's a lot of action and attack.
And I can't call him the next JR because no one can be JR.
No.
But he is what we need as far as a distinct commentator. And I really hope he makes it onto like the A show one day.
The thing is, there's always that fear that when he goes to the A show, Vince and Dunn are just going to murder him.
I mean, he's already like got Vince in his ear.
For SmackDown? Is Vincent done
oh yeah,
for production?
They're always around.
Yeah, I know. I just hope that like the B team would be doing it or something.
I mean, like I do believe that it's under less of a strict thing for as far as Vince goes, but from what I hear, dirt sheets, so it's not fucking guaranteed. SmackDown going live is assumed to be tighter with Vince.
I would assume that because it's live.
Yeah, so maybe. Although my hope for the brand split, which we still got to talk about because we haven't talked about the fucking brand split.
We might not have time for that one tonight.
Jesus Christ.
Okay, quick. They're doing a brand split.
Yeah.
SmackDown's moving to Tuesdays. Yep. It's going to be live. There we go. We're done.
We're really not, though.
We're really not. We
like, this is so important. Like, there's so many options.
Another time.
There's so many options. You know what? You know what would be a great time to talk about it?
Do a UW news about it.
I should have. But the only reason I didn't is because I wanted you to be there.
Oh, buddy.
I know, right? But you know when we should do it?
What's up?
The episode of the draft, the first draft, isn't going to be a pay-per-view. So
we'll do it. We'll do a draft episode because that's going to be exciting.
We should totally do that.
We will do that. We'll do that. Anyways, moving on to Money in the Bank proper.
Yep.
Our curtain jerker for the evening is the Tag Fatal 4-Way featuring Enzo and Cass, Vaudevillains, Gallows and Anderson, and The New Day.
Yep.
Enzo and Cass come out, cut a promo. New Day come out, cut a promo. Vaudevillains and Gallows and Anderson come out, don't cut promos. Yeah. Because, well, they can't. I mean, they can, but who cares? Right. Anyways, New Day, I really hope that the term booty chatter...
Yeah. See, I've heard booty chatter before.
I've never heard booty chatter.
Before I go into booty chatter, I will say that you can tell that the guys in the back believe in someone's promo ability if they get to have a promo on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So New Day and Enzo and Cass, that, fucking they come out and they get to talk before their match. I mean, a main event match, maybe, even if they don't believe in it.
Yeah.
But if you're a mid-card act, fucking, if they let you talk before the match, you're fucking good. Not counting a backstage segment. Sometimes they'll just do that for no reason. Now, booty chatter. I first heard this when I was still young. I was about 13 maybe. One of my older cousins said it. No, she wasn't really my cousin. That's probably why I wanted to bang her. But yeah, she said that's some booty chatter or something. I was like, wait, somebody farted? What does that mean? But yeah, I haven't heard it since then. Maybe I've used it a few times since then, but hearing it tonight kind of validated it. I was like, good. Booty chatter. I needed this in my life again. I needed to remember that fucking hot butterface redhead that I used to want to smash when I was fucking 13 years old. Still probably would, even though she's probably got 14 kids by now. She's probably ugly and fat. She was a redhead.
Good times.
Probably doped out on drugs and losing most of her hair too. I'd like to see her again. Is basically what I'm trying to say.
A very morbid. This could go either way.
Hey man, retroactively hitting someone that was hot still counts. Okay, all you got to say is I hit that bitch. Look at how she used to look. It's dude, that's when she was 13. It's ignore that.
Ignore that.
Look
for a multitude of reasons.
Right. Look at that face. What do you think that face looks like now? Because I'm not going to show you a picture of what she looks like now. Starting off strong. All right.
Early on, there's a good stare down with Biggie and Big Cass, but English tags off Cass and gets belly to bellied, then apron splashed.
Yeah.
All the teams enter the ring and schmoz, leading to ENC and New Day staring each other down. Lots of build on these two. This is probably going to be the big feud moving forward.
Yeah.
I don't know if New Day will surpass London and Kendrick's record before SummerSlam. If they do, then I would love to see them drop the belts to Enzo and Cass at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think that once they start mentioning it, they're going to make it happen.
Yes, and they need to. They deserve it.
Especially bringing up the old champions, London and Kendrick.
Yeah.
Kendrick, I guess, is employed by WWE now, so it's a little bit better that way, but, London's not.
London fucked off. And as of recently, in the past month, he put out an article. He's WWE's a fucking shit place to work.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I doubt they'd mention his name if they were going to let them keep that distinction.
Exactly.
So yeah, we're probably going to see the New Day surpass that title.
Which is deserved, B, mildly necessary.
We might even see, I guess it's not spoilers because the title wasn't on on the line tonight. Might even see Charlotte surpass Nikki Bella's.
Yeah.
Because they've been starting to mention that recently, too.
Dang. Anyways, where was I in my notes? Casket's hot tag cleans the living shit out of house. He, I don't know what the throw Enzo over the ropes move is called.
I don't think it's got a name.
Okay, well, it's throw Enzo over the ropes. It's throw Grandma from the train.
Yeah.
And then he hit air Enzo, so I said it's both the throw Enzo moves. Pick up and throw man.
Yeah.
The Ferrator moveset.
Ferrator. Jesus Christ. Shitty American games make it to our list.
Shitty American games.
Shitty American games for shitty American wrestling.
They almost get the pin, and all the teams start hitting their finishers. Big E hits Gotch with a spear through the ropes and lands a little too dangely on one of his shoulders.
His foot got caught on the rope a little bit.
Yeah, his angle coming down was more head first than anything else. It could have been really fucking bad.
By the way, I've named that move.
Mm-hmm.
That move from now on for me will be called the Suicide Jive.
Ooh, That's really good. That's really good. Anyways, New Day end up winning with their yet to be still unnamed finisher. Yeah. It's all good because they need to retain everyone. I think everyone's in agreement. I
call that one the biggest ending.
The biggest ending.
Yeah. I'm full of them tonight.
Moving on, we have Baron Corbin versus Dolph Ziggler 4.
Yeah.
And I think we can just breeze through this one because literally no one cares.
Yeah.
This is their 4th match. Just let Corbin win. Let them get rid of this feud. They have no reason to still be in it. Corbin's won 2 out of 3. So why does he need to win 3 out of 4? Just let this shit... Like, the pace really dies down midway through, and the crowd turns into boring chants. Rightfully so. There's, like... Corbin at least knows how to play with the crowd, unlike, say, Charlotte's.
Yeah, Charlotte doesn't play to the crowd at all.
No,
despite
she's
being
very,
heel,
very bad at it.
You would think she'd be like...
She's getting a lot better on the stick, but she cannot interact with the crowd. And, the crowd gets to her too much. But that's a conversation for the next time she's on the fucking stick.
Right.
There's actually one mentionable thing during this match. Dolph runs around the outside to then jump up on the stairs and hit Corbin on the outside.
Yeah.
He fucking trips.
Yes.
And Corbin grabs him as he's tripping forward and pretty seamlessly puts him in deep 6 on the outside.
Yeah.
And commentary sells it. Like everyone involved, minus Dolph because he fucking tripped, did a beautiful job in saving that.
I mean, you could say that Dolph tripping made that spot a little better.
If Dolph didn't trip, I probably wouldn't even noticed it happening in the match, and I wouldn't have given a shit.
It was great.
Yeah.
At that note, pause. I need to run real quick.
Pausing. There we go. Yeah, we're back. I'll probably edit that out, or I'll be lazy and I won't. Anyways, Corbin hits End of Days, takes the win. The match felt like it went on longer than it should have, and by that I mean it should have been a 5-minute pre-show match.
Yeah.
Please let this be the end of it.
Yeah.
You've got 5 weeks before Battlegrounds. You can do something with these guys.
So what do you think they should do
with
Baron Corbin?
Have him go beat up Social Outcast or some shit. I mean,
that's worse. That's like a downgrade, though. Like, Dolph Ziggler, he's not the biggest jobber on the card.
No, Dolph Ziggler's fine. Once you, do 4 matches with the dude, I'm like, holy shit.
I could see if for Battleground, in order to kind of build Corbin up a little bit, he takes on all of the Social Outcasts
that's actually what I'm thinking. Yeah.
And then he just fucking dominates them all, and then eventually they move him to, the Intercontinental title or something at SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'd be super okay with that.
You'd have to have it off the Miz by then.
I think the IC belt will get traded at SummerSlam, but that's a conversation for probably where Battlegrounds happens and we see where the IC belt happens.
Yeah, because Miz wasn't on the card.
No, Miz is out filming a movie and he's got the belt with him, and he'll do periodic Facebook video updates that are showed on Raw with him still having the belts.
That's probably why he's got the belt too.
And that's honestly okay because it took all of our IC guys and put them in Money in the Bank, which was for the better. So the IC being a little bit absent right now is fine, as long as there's some heat on it still. But right now, I think that the heat's just dying a little bit. But that's to be expected. I think that heat's going to come back when one of our guys wins it, which is most likely going to be Cesaro. Either Cesaro, Sammy, or Owens. They'll probably stick within that once Miz returns.
If I'm not mistaken, because Battleground is June. Wait,
it's 5 weeks
June
away
right now. When?
July 24th, I think someone said.
Because isn't the draft happening? Because SmackDown goes live, I think July 19th, right?
Something like that. I'm not sure of the dates, to be honest.
Because the brand split is gonna be a thing.
Yeah,
on
actually,
one of these next two pay-per-views.
Truth be told, I'm probably not going to put any effort into fantasy booking because it all goes out the window as soon as the draft happens.
Like, the draft is going to be a really interesting...
The draft is going to pretty much throw all that out the window. Anyways, moving on to the next match we don't care about. Charlotte versus Dana Brooke versus Becky and Natty.
Yeah, I kind of cared about this one.
I mean, we kind of cared about this one.
For two very petite reasons.
And one actual reason at the very end of the match.
Yeah, it's July 19th.
All right, cool.
So by then, they would have split rosters.
Yeah, so we'll probably revisit this when we do our draft episode.
That would be... I don't want to get ahead of myself but now I got a big idea.
No. You wait, boy, because the draft's going to screw up everything you're looking for.
No, because it involves the draft. Because
Okay.
like, if you think about it, remember Brian's fantasy booking happening exactly the way he... How? Who does he know? Okay, so it happened exactly the way he was predicting it. And then he said, it's going to be the triple threat at SummerSlam. Yeah. But he had forgotten about Battleground, because Battleground is before SummerSlam.
Yes.
What if there doesn't have to be a WWE Championship at Battleground, because Battleground is going to be exclusive to the SmackDown brand? So SmackDown is going to crown their new champion at Battleground, and that's what would make that special.
Okay.
SummerSlam is going to be a joint card, so the main event could be for the WWE title there. That's going to be my prediction. We're going to find out who the SmackDown champion is at Battleground.
All right, cool. Charlotte, Dana, Becky, Natty. No one cared about this match because there was no reason to.
Yeah, I just liked looking at Becky anytime she was on screen.
I feel like the only thing worth mentioning on this match was that Natty had to do the crawl towards her tag partner, but her crawl started way too close to the ropes. So she had to move at a comically snail-like pace. Yeah. It was really, really cheesy. Charlotte,
her thickness was weighing her down.
Really. Can't move, the booty's too much.
Yeah.
Charlotte hits Natty with natural selection, gets a 6 count because the ref was distracted. Makes Natty look like a pile of crap. Yeah. Natty eats the pin instead of Becky. Oh, happy day. Oh, happy day. Becky didn't eat the pin.
I was hyped.
Yeah. After the match, Natty turns on Becky because Becky inadvertently caused Dana Brooke to be headbutted into Natty, and that's why Natty lost.
What if?
Stop yourself.
Okay, what if?
Let me at least finish what's going on here.
All right.
As after Natty leaves, Becky gets big babyface sympathy pops.
Yeah.
For being a big sympathy babyface. Yeah. Now you may continue, sir.
So what if? Because I was curious as to what the fuck they're going to do with the Divas title. Or fucking hell, it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, I know.
Women's title.
Women's title
at Battleground, because it's like they don't have anything set up yet. You would think they're going to do Sasha for SummerSlam, but what are they going to have as filler when your filler girls are, you're pretty much taken? And I'm like, what are they going to do at Battleground? Maybe they'll do the same fucking thing. Maybe they will split, for whatever reason, the women's titles too, even though I don't really think they should, because
the division's nowhere. Yeah. So here's my thing. The division as it stands needs to stay to one brand.
Yeah.
Because they have 2 heels.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 now.
Yeah. And I agree with that, but at the same time, what if Battleground being in, fantasy booking land, a SmackDown show, and we get Becky versus the newly heel Natty to determine the new SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Assuming they do a dual women's title as well. As much as because I still say, 2 world titles, 1 per brand, 1 tag team title on 1 brand. Both mid-card titles split up too.
Yeah.
And then have 1 brand have the tag team division and 1 brand have the women's division.
That'd be good.
I think that'd be cool. Because you'd have 2 world titles, because realistically, it's probably for the best nowadays. Because we want to see so many guys be WWE champion, but in the new Shield era, I don't think we're really going to see a Sami Zayn be the WWE champion anytime soon.
No, that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of mid-card and upper mid-card guys that probably deserve a good run.
Yeah.
But the Shield are playing patty cake with each other, and they're going to be playing patty cake for a fucking while.
Yeah, and justifiably so, because they're great as a unit. Like, I don't want to make people think I'm sucking Roman Reigns' dick now, but if SmackDown had a world champion that was still treated like a world champion, like, obviously the SmackDown belt in the past, like, after the brand split unofficially ended, and by that I mean they went to every pay-per-view being multi-brand.
Yeah.
And, like, every guy that was on SmackDown still showing up on Raw, just not having a good spot. That was when the SmackDown titles became a joke. But before that, when the brand split was, like, really, like, solidified, like, when you had the four, like, let's say, you know, the big four, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, they would be multi-card. And more times than not, out of those four, 2 would be main evented by Raw's title, and 2 would be main evented by SmackDown's title. Give or take a few, like, special matches where it didn't matter which, like, brand they were on. Like, you're not gonna fucking do The Rock versus Hulk Hogan taking place below the WWE Championship on SmackDown being defended by, like, The Big Show versus fucking JBL. You know, it's not gonna happen, no matter what brand it was from. So that, all those were understandable. But when I looked it up and, like, did the math, like, the early brand split, they were really treating both of those titles like they meant something. So that's what I'd like to see in the brand split if they bring back both titles. Treat both contenders, who are the champions, like they are world champions. That way, on SmackDown, you could have the workhorses like fucking Cesaro, Sami Zayn, like, maybe not Kevin Owens, because I think he might be, like, he might always be separate from Sami Zayn and just kind of prolong their relationship a little bit.
Yeah.
Guys of that nature that we probably won't see, you know, as the champion still get their day because, you know, Vince might not be happy with those guys, but at least Roman is his champion over here, you know, stuff like that. But still being booked as competent champions every once in a while when they do a dual brand, like, pay-per-view, you might see, like, a Cesaro versus a Brock Lesnar for the SmackDown title because he wanted to go after Cesaro this time.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. And if they did that, that is my caveat for, like, being happy with 2 world titles.
Exactly.
Because before, when they had 2 world titles, and it was after the unofficial end of the brand split, I was like, dude, unify these fucking belts. There's no point to it. I was one of those guys. But now I am tentatively excited for 2 world titles. But don't split the tag and women's divisions. They can't.
The only reason I want the women's division split is because I think the new women's title with the red background would look sick with a blue background as well.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with that.
That would be a bitchin' belt.
I agree with that.
But that does not carry the entire reason for doing that.
Yeah. I mean, if they did it, I'd love to see it.
Exactly. I think it'd be a beautiful looking belt.
Plus, and I will, like, no matter what, I'll be happy with 2 women's titles as long as, like, Becky's, like, the first SmackDown women's champion.
Yeah, really.
Because, like, good, she's got it, fine. We'll accept it.
If only the woodpecker sings.
Yeah. My pecker sings when we're talking about Becky.
I'm sneezing. Anyways, on to our next match that was on the pre-show and probably could have stayed there in all actuality.
Yeah.
Sheamus versus Apollo Crews. There is no heat for this match.
Yay.
Because WWE still doesn't really know what they're doing with Crews.
Yep.
This is good because at least they're doing something with him, which is more than nothing. Crews looks smooth, especially with the standing moonsault off the apron to the outside. But this match has as much heat as a freezer.
Yeah.
Because every time Sheamus is on the offense, it just sucks the life out of the match.
Yeah, it's boring.
It's just crushing.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, we still haven't recovered from seeing this exact match out of Sheamus for the past fucking year.
Yeah.
With him and his fucking Randy Orton feud that would not die.
Yeah. Like, he works the same with no matter who he's in the ring with.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, you could say that about a lot of wrestlers. I get that. But if you're going to do that, you know, at least other guys can be entertaining while they do it. Like,
It's just that this match, it was so lifeless feeling.
It was so non-existent. No one cared, so they didn't care. The only thing that was good was the finish-ish. Because Sheamus hit like a super white noise.
Yeah.
And that actually looked cool. But then, as he's bitching to the ref about not getting a 3 count, Apollo rolls him up, gets the pin, and runs out. Yep. And then Brian's on the couch and just yells, "Alert! The feud is not over." And we're like, "Yep, you're right."
I mean, he was pretty spot on with predictions today.
He was on it.
I think the only thing he got wrong was that the New Day didn't lose it.
Yeah.
But his predictions were so spot on. He guessed the exact sequence of what was going to happen with the main event. And it's pissed me off so much. This is the first time he's tried that.
You're not going to be able to sleep tonight. Anyways.
I'll be masturbating too furiously.
Now that we're out of the dead zone of this card, which there was a dead zone of this card, they had to get all the dumb shit out of the way.
the main events, the 3 main events really did kind of save the show.
The thing is, it started great.
Yeah.
You pushed all the bullshit aside in the early times, and it was main event, dead zone, main event.
Yeah.
So, truthfully, that's
like the tag team match was good too, but it's like I wasn't really super invested in it at the same time.
Yeah, it was a very good curtain jerker.
Yeah,
a above average good curtain jerker.
Yeah,
greatly entertained by it. Anyways, AJ Styles versus John Cena.
Yep.
John Cena's new shirt is based off Pabst Blue Ribbon.
Yep.
I loved it. Still don't buy any of that stuff because I just don't buy merch. Sorry. Early action is extremely drawn out to play to the immense heat this match has.
Yeah.
Commentary is constantly putting over how this is a 15-year match in the making.
Yeah.
Yada, yada, yada. Cena gets the first real hits with 2 arm drags into a quite vicious monkey flip.
Yeah.
Sold very well by one Mr. AJ Styles. AJ gets a lot of striking offense to show that he's quicker than Cena's bulky frame, and that's kind of the storytelling there for a bit. AJ is just faster, and Cena's a harder striker, but he just can't keep up with the speed. They go outside to brawl as AJ continues to scout the more basic elements of Cena's moveset. So, like, I'm going to throw you into the stairs. He's like, no, I've been wrestling for a million fucking years. You're not going to. I'm just going to hop the stairs.
Yeah.
So, like, really smart shit like that. Like, it sets the pace for the match to say, hey, we're veterans.
Yeah, both of them are veterans.
Both of them are veterans. Like, the stupid Raw bullshit, that's not going to work on us.
Yeah.
This is going to have to be a real match.
Yeah.
And and that storytelling stays true throughout the match, and that's what makes it a very interesting match.
And I think these two guys, like the way they were interacting with each other, especially Styles playing the cocky indie guy.
Yeah,
like he wasn't cheating, but he was definitely like every time he would snake his way out of like a hold, or he would fucking dodge something, or like get some kind of certain offense on Cena, he would have that look on his face, and he would just be like, he'd be like, you can't beat me.
Yeah.
Like he would just be like dickish about it, and I thought that was great because it's like they made the match here, with the exception of the finish. This match was the kind of match that I didn't know I wanted, because like I knew what this match was. It was TNA versus WWE. The top guy in TNA, which they can't say, so they call it Japan. Which, I mean, fair enough, he was in Japan, but that's not what they're talking about. Versus the top guy in WWE. And they were clashing, and it was like every bit of smarky attitude that AJ had, everyone felt for the last 10 years of Cena's like dominant reign. So it was literally like us versus like
the machine.
The machine, yeah. And like the way they ended it, it's like I understand they're probably prolonging it.
They have to
for SummerSlam, and I understand that. But I would have done it differently. A way to make them seem even more even. And if anything, like if you don't want to cleanly put AJ over Cena, you could have just kept it so that they kept fucking getting draws. And I think that would have been sweet. Like every single time. Normally a draw ending like sucks a lot of dick. But if you would see like a fucking 30-minute awesome match between the two top guys of the top two, TNA is whatever, but
it's
still
basically still your number 2 promotion.
At least when AJ was there, it was number 2. the two top guys from the two top promotions of the last fucking however many years just can't beat each other, that'd be fucking great for me. Like, they knock each other out and get a 10 count in the ring. They fucking brawl to the outside and then get knocked out and they can't fucking answer the 10 count to get back into the ring. Fucking some shit. Like, I would love to see some shit just keep happening to where there's never a winner, but never, like...
a loser.
Yeah. Like,
no one's going over.
Yeah, because, like, in this... I don't know how far into your notes you are.
Not very far. We still have a lot of action to cover.
But, like, the ending to this match, like, I understand why they did it. I just wish it wasn't the same way WWE ends every match.
Exactly. It was too samey. We've been here way too many times before.
Yeah, and like...
we've been here multiple times in the same night.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There was 3 ref fuckeries.
Yeah. Was there 3?
Well, if I'm counting the women's match, because the ref was distracted, and then Charlotte got a 6 count. It's not exactly the same, but there was still a ref distraction spot. And, like, to affect the pinfall.
I wouldn't really call it a fuckery, though, because it was a tag match.
Yeah.
Like, it's just as much a part of the strategy of being in a tag team as it is, like, anything else, I think. Like, it's not cheating.
No.
And, therefore, there's that. But,
I was maybe just counting it because it directly impacted the finish.
I mean, it did. But, yeah.
Anyways, moving on. AJ goes for what you're saying. After he plants Cena, he's like kind of within camera reach. He goes, "Is this all this guy has?"
Yeah.
Shit. They mute him, but
these guys.
And the commentary is like, "Wow, that was very brash of him." Like they're putting over the fact that he's just cockily swore.
Cocky as fuck. And if anyone deserves it, it's AJ Styles.
Cena hits a forceful back body drop. AJ gets amazing air off of it. Afterwards, they're kind of headlocked up, and you hear a loud crash as one of the ladders near the ramp falls over, and you can kind of hear people scuffle and put it back up. That was hysterical.
Like, we didn't see it at all, but I
immediately
assumed that's
know.
what it was.
It was loud metallic crash,
right,
but not like overly weighty sounding.
Like, at first I was like, man, Cena sure is getting louder with these spot calls.
Mm-hmm. Cena reverses a flying forearm by catching the foot and applying a stereotypically lazy STF.
Yeah. Like 10 years, you would think he'd learn how to fucking apply an STF.
Dude just can't do STF. I don't get it. Cena sets up for the Super AA, but AJ fights out, reversing a then regular AA into a calf crusher, and John sells very well for that.
Yeah, he does.
And this is the beginning of, like, the good part of the match, because Cena starts selling the shit out of his leg. And in general, Cena starts selling the shit out of anything.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah, no, he is dead fish selling a lot of stuff. Like, he'll just get struck and he's tumbling.
Yeah, like, at first I thought they were intentionally overselling each other's offense, like, to kind of make it seem more of a big deal than, like, I mean, it is a big deal.
Yeah.
But as it went on, it's like you didn't feel like they were overselling.
No, it felt really justified. It just felt like they were taking each other to town.
Yeah, because that first monkey flip when AJ sold it, it's like he didn't need to sell a monkey flip like that. That's silly.
Yeah,
and then like the one time where AJ like clocks him with a normal forearm to the face, just a regular strike. Like, Cena's just kind of fucking wobbling around, like, going to one knee. It's like, this is John Cena. He's probably kicked out of a Big Show punch. And he's, so at first you kind of felt like maybe they're HBKing versus Hulk Hogan here a little bit. But, I'd like to think that they both have enough respect for each other to not do that intentionally. So then, in the grand scheme of the match, once you fucking get used to how they are selling it, then those two spots that I called there, like, just kind of fit perfectly, and it no longer seems silly, like, in retrospect, because they're just really driving it home that their opponents are fucking the best of their respective fucking promotions.
It was a very respectful match. Cena hits pretty much a clothesline from hell,
only because of AJ.
Yeah. AJ, instead of doing the inside out flip, AJ does like the turn in half.
Yeah. And
just it looks disgusting.
Like he does just a straight flat back bump, but he does it in such a way that makes it seem devastating as fuck.
Cena continues selling the leg, but is finally able to hit an AA. AJ cashes in his one free AA kick out ticket that everyone gets when they go to face Cena.
Can't kick out of a spear to save his life, but he kicked out of that AA, man.
Kick out of that AA. Cena goes for the top rope for a leg drop, but AJ counters into a powerbomb. The original camera shot did not have this looking very good, but the replay showed it a lot better.
Yeah.
AJ hits with the Pele kick and sets up the Styles Clash, which Cena nearly didn't fucking move his head correctly for.
Yeah.
It was...
Like, I saw Cena's life flash before my eyes.
Exactly.
I relived the last fucking 15 years of Cena, for God's fucking sake.
So, for those who don't know, in wrestling, when you take a bump, usually you tuck your neck in to prevent any sort of whiplash or damage. With the Styles Clash, you do the opposite. You throw your head back as far as possible. If you don't do this, you die.
This is where you get your neck really fucked.
This is why...
Happened to Yoshitatsu.
Yeah.
Happened to some other guys whose names I forgot. I'm sorry. I'm not big on indies. I know. I'm fucking WWE, Mark. I'm sorry.
It's the Styles Clash is an extremely dangerous move, even though it's low impact.
Yeah.
Because if you fuck up that part, you fuck yourself.
Yeah.
So Cena pretty much had his neck in a neutral position.
Yeah.
Not necessarily tucked in, but definitely not thrown back. And so
He did like a Jeff Hardy doing the Swanton almost.
Yeah.
Because fucking as AJ leapt into the air, you saw Cena tuck his head.
Yeah.
But then just before it would have fucked him up, he fucking straightened it back out. And it went perfect.
It was super scary. Unnecessarily scary.
Like, if this would have happened, like, 10 years ago, when Cena was first fucking going over every fucking person who deserved it more than him, I probably would have been like, fuck it, take his neck. He'll survive, he just won't wrestle anymore. Yeah. Nowadays, I'd like to see him retire with a clean bill of health.
Yes.
So, please no. Yeah. None of that.
Anyways, it gets kicked out of. Styles hits the springboard 540, but Cena gets the knees up.
Which I called, like, immediately.
They start to attempt their finishers, and in the scuffle, the ref gets knocked out. So here comes the fuck finish of the night. Cena hits a clean AA, and would have gotten the pin, but the ref's outside selling. Gallows and Anderson run in, hit Cena with the Magic Killer, throw AJ on top of Cena for the pin. The ref wakes up, counts the pin, gives the win to AJ. Fucking amazing match.
Yeah.
Had a fuck finish. You know it was going to. It should have been done in a double countout style. We were talking about that during the match.
The idea behind it, though, and the announcers were selling it like this.
Yes.
Was that AJ was not conscious, so he had no idea that happened.
Yeah.
So, like, that still kind of keeps AJ on the...
It's the same thing with the chair setup that was during the Roman feud.
Yeah.
Where, Gallows and Anderson run in, blast Roman with a chair, throws AJ on top, and he doesn't know any better.
So this is going to prolong the feud.
Which we knew going in that it was probably going to be a 3-match feud going in.
I really want to see AJ win clean at least fucking once.
I have faith that it will happen because according to the dirt sheets, Vince likes AJ.
He better.
I mean, exactly, right? And the only reason, and I mentioned this during this, the only reason that AJ's big feuds have ended with him losing is because of Roman-based booking.
Yeah, and like
in Mania, he lost because Mania's rules were no babyface outside of Zack Ryder is allowed to win, other than Roman, because that's going to build up to the big, hey, your babyface won, but he's not your fucking babyface. We've beat that horse to death.
Yeah.
So he was a victim of Roman-based booking. Then he feuded.
You made his Mania match also be because of Roman. Like, I didn't even think of that.
It is. When you look back, I'm surprised I didn't mention this during Mania. If I did, it's in the episode. When you look back at Mania, only Zack Ryder and Roman Reigns were allowed to win. That's why you had.
And Zack Ryder was on like the fucking first match. So.
Yeah, and it didn't even it wasn't like a straight singles match, so it didn't like super duper count that a babyface won like over the disc or the heel. But like all the rest of your matches, the matches that would have made sense, especially for fucking Mania booking, your babyface loses.
Yeah.
Because you need to save a winning babyface for the main events.
Yeah.
It's
like they hope that since every babyface lost, they would be happy that a babyface finally won, so they'd maybe cheer Roman.
Exactly. That was their bets going in.
But it didn't work because we're not fucking idiots.
It was unbelievably misplaced judgment on how stupid your fucking fan base is.
Yeah.
Because even your casual fans don't like Roman, so you have to rethink some things.
And I mean, in fairness, we're pretty fucking dumb, but we're not stupid.
We're not stupid.
We're dumb enough to keep watching, but we're not stupid enough to understand that it's shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Post-match, it's actually amazing that commentary is giving out about Gallows and Anderson interrupting the match of the century.
Yeah.
Specifically, JBL is just fucking going over.
JBL, he was so out of character that you felt like his reaction was a shoot.
That's a good thing, because and it wasn't a shoot, but it was meant to feel like one because he's obviously the heel commentator. So he's supposed to be.
It was though.
He's supposed to be.
Vince is saying, "Tell him how you really feel," for the first time in his life.
So tell him how you feel.
And then JBL, because he's a fan of wrestling,
exactly.
So you got to believe that he knows who AJ is, as a shoot. He knows who AJ is. He knows how special this match was, legitimately. So I mean, if you were to tell me that was a shoot reaction from JBL, I'd believe it.
Yeah, I feel like he turned it up on the realism.
Yeah.
But it was just important to see that even the heel commentator, who usually condones these sort of sneaky yet very effective mannerisms, is condemning the fact that it happens.
Yeah. Because even if you go in with the assumption that AJ is totally still playing the heel, even though this was clearly just a clash of attitudes instead of heel face dynamic.
Exactly.
JBL, if he was really on the side of the heel like he normally is, he would be applauding AJ for being he's so amazing going over John Cena so clean like that. He would ignore that Gallows and Anderson.
It would have been very facetious.
Yeah, but no, he sold it like this was he said they robbed the WWE universe of this monumentous fucking moment.
Yeah,
and I thought that was I was like, man, JBL's kind of speaking for the fans right now.
Yeah, especially, and you don't expect that out of his character the most.
Yeah.
So that was a very refreshing way to speak. So good match, fuck finish. You knew it was going to happen, but great match.
You kind of wished it didn't.
You wished it didn't, but you knew that if you thought it was going to be a clean one-on-one match, that you're naive.
The only thing that can bring this one back is if at some point AJ does get a clean win.
Yeah.
Because if this is AJ's only win in this feud, then that's going to be fucked up.
I can't imagine it happening, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that happening. I don't feel like that's misplaced optimism either. I feel like legitimately they know what's going on and that AJ should win this.
Just kind of a quick idea. Let's say that for the brand split, because everyone's expecting this to be for SummerSlam, and it might still be for SummerSlam. But, what if both these two guys are on separate shows by the time the next fucking pay-per-view rolls around, so they can't get that, that rematch. They can't get it, and they can't getting it for whatever reason. Because SummerSlam's supposed to be a dual pay-per-view, but maybe they end up in different fucking scenarios by SummerSlam, so they still can't do it then. And then they actually have the real match at WrestleMania.
That'd be nice.
It'd be kind of a long wait, but I mean, this is a WrestleMania worthy match.
It is. The only thing is, I think they still want to keep, and this is also depending on what happens with Taker. I think they still want to keep Cena Taker for Mania. And
think so?
And dirt sheets have always been they really wanted Cena Taker for Mania, and that to be.
I feel like they've said that the last 3 years though.
They have, but they're looking for a big match for Taker to retire off of. So, we'll get there, and once again, that's booking far into the future, and we have a brand split to think about. So,
there's so much muddy water in our future that doing a proper fantasy book is hard as shit.
Anyways, moving on to the next main event in our triple main event quality pay-per-view. Yeah. Money in the Bank, featuring Chris Jericho, Al Borland Dorito, Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, and Dean Jeans Ambrose.
Man, Dean will never win.
Dean.
How could Dean possibly win with Alberto Del Rio in this match?
So the thing is that looking at this card, you see 4 people who need it and 2 people who don't.
Yeah.
And mild legitimate reasons on why those 2 people who don't should.
Chris Jericho invented Money in the Bank,
Yeah.
still hasn't won it.
Yeah.
Do they send Chris Jericho off close to his retirement with a Money in the Bank victory just to be like, Chris, thank you so much for everything you've done for the company.
Yeah.
Here's our reward to you. But Del Rio has a reason for it as well, because according to the dirt sheets live from the desk of Dave Meltzer,
Yep.
when Dorito was brought back, Triple H promised him a main event run.
Yeah.
And he's pretty pissed that he hasn't had it yet.
Yeah.
So there's this big scare in this match that Del Rio gets the briefcase.
Yeah, and I was terrified.
Terrified.
But guess what? Main event of Battleground, fucking Cesaro versus Del Rio to decide the very first SmackDown champion.
Please.
Del Rio goes over clean as fuck
I know,
with
stop,
his
stop.
shitty-ass turnbuckle finisher.
Stop, please stop. It hurts.
Clean as fuck.
Stop it.
Over Cesaro
Stop it.
as a babyface.
Oh my god. I'm leaving.
How can it be worse?
I'm leaving.
Fucking Becky Lynch is his valet. He strongly implies that he's going to go back and have a threesome with Becky and Paige later.
Becky still takes the pin.
Oh, fuck. God damn it. Del Rio pins Becky in a very sexual fashion to become the first ever SmackDown champion.
Oh my god. Early on, Owens revitalizes the ladder spot from NXT Brooklyn, where he pins someone up against the apron with a ladder, does a big run in towards the ladder, and then stops and jogs and hits them otherwise.
Yeah. At least he did a kick this time.
Yeah, the first time he just did like a punch.
Yeah, it was just a boop.
That's great. I think it's actually better with the punch.
Yeah, it was. Because at least this one was a little bit more athletic. Than,
Yeah.
like, you know.
Is the fake out is the intention. Jericho hits Dean with a crisp snap suplex while his legs hit the ladder. Jericho starts closing the ladder on Dean, yelling at him that he's going to do it once for every one of the 69 thumbtacks he had to pull out of his body.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it is.
That is great shit right there.
I'm disappointed he didn't call him a stupid idiot not once during that spot.
Yeah, he called him a stupid idiot. No, he called someone a stupid idiot during the backstage interview.
Oh. He doesn't do it enough.
That's great. The stupid idiot thing is hysterical.
And I think he's been doing it for a long time, but it's like, it's just every time he brings it back, it's great.
Yeah.
Because it's so fucking hokey.
So we had a couple of trains run. Cesaro starts the uppercut train.
Yeah.
Owens super kicks him out of it and then starts the cannonball train. And then Sammy suplexes Owens and starts haluva kick train.
Yeah.
He then sets up the ladder for the first briefcase attempt. Del Rio stops...
Zayn?
Yeah, I missed putting Zayn in there. He stops Zayn and then starts beating up on fools, doing 2 Trio Vo spots with ladders involved. Del Rio makes the most comically slow briefcase attempt. It's like the 3rd briefcase attempt in the match, and he's just like, oh, I can't get up this fucking ladder. Like, it's way too early in the morning for this shit, dog. You're like...
It's like I just got out of bed,
It's like, we haven't even hit the 5th briefcase attempt. You can get up the fucking ladder. That's the shit I hate about ladder matches, is when it's like, it's intentionally slow. Like, I get it towards the end of the match.
Right.
That's the only time it's okay. Anywhere else in the match, you can get up the fucking ladder, because as soon as you're done with this ladder, you're gonna go suplex dudes that weigh 200 something.
Right.
You can make it up a ladder.
No, his body's too heavy. Everyone knows you get heavier when you get up like 2 steps. I swear to God, it feels like that sometimes. Like, not even fucking kidding. Like, maybe it's just because I'm afraid of heights, but after I get off that first step on a ladder, like, because we got step ladders at work. Mm-hmm. So fucking 2 steps. You know, we got first step, last step. I get on that first step, great, like, feeling confident. Let's do it. That second step, I'm like, I need something to hold on to. It's like, what am I doing with my life?
I go up 10-foot ladders at work, so
I can't do heights, man. I'm too fat for that shit.
It took me forever to get used to it, and I still don't like it.
I'm too fat for that shit. Can't do it.
Yeah, sorry, Holmes. You gotta lose some LBs before you go up on ladders.
Fuck.
Gravity
and me don't fucking see eye to eye most of the time. I wouldn't be as heavy as I was without gravity. Every time I gain a pound, I'm like, gravity!
Del Rio's second attempt for the briefcase gets stopped by Cesaro, who then jumps off the ladder. Okay.
jumps onto the rope, springboard uppercuts Kevin Owens.
Great little bit there. Cesaro puts Del Rio on the giant swing,
who protects his head as he's swinging, which normally I give out about, because a better way to sell it is let your arms hang out, implying that there's more momentum behind that. This time, I'm really okay with the idea of protecting your head, because there's ladders in the ring still. After I'm done writing this, he then puts Jericho in the same hold and throws him into the fucking ladder. So, please protect your head on that one.
Dino climbs up a far ladder and elbow drops Cesaro from the top. Owens lays out Dino on a chair and hits a massive bullfrog splash.
Yeah.
Sammy and Owens brawl for a second. Then, oh my god, this is the best fucking part of this whole match. Sammy hits a Michinoku driver on Owens with his spine on the standing upright ladder. It's standing. It's on its side.
It's like like on its spine or something.
Yeah, it's on its spine. He just fucking plants him on it.
And holy shit!
Holy shit!
Everyone in the room was just like fucking cringing.
It was brutal looking.
How many fucking ridiculous on the ladder bumps is Kevin Owens gonna take before we put some kind of fucking big ass title on?
Oh my god! It was like there's no way that they could have something wackier than the fucking half suplex into the fucking ladder at Mania.
But they did it.
But they did. Fucking one of my favorite moves, the Michinoku driver, onto the spine of the ladder.
Oh, that's spine on spine.
It was really, really disgusting.
And the way it was sold by Owens.
Owens just goes limp.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm dead.
It's great.
I'm dead.
Like, I didn't know a fat guy could like bend backwards that way and still appear fat. Like,
Yeah.
even when I do it, it's just like,
Blurp.
it's like, man, he could look good. He cleans up nice.
Yeah. Del Rio. Oh god, this is fucking great. Del Rio has to awkwardly bridge the ladder between the rope and the ladder in the middle, and the ladder in the middle is a little too far away.
Just a little.
And so he's kind of like trying to adjust for it. It takes him a little while longer than he would have liked it to.
Meanwhile,
getting paid by the hour.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Cesaro takes the ladder to the other side, and then now they have a draping ladder bridge contraption.
Like, who's the one that realized that fucking the ring was the perfect size for that?
I don't know.
You know, like that's the question.
Yeah, I mean,
someone had to think that spot up.
So the thing is, spoilers, they really didn't use it all that greatly.
Yeah,
but it cut the ring beautifully.
It did. Like it was like it couldn't have been.
It made it feel like it was not just a ladder match anymore. Like it was guts, and you're going up the fucking aggro crag.
The aggro crag.
Like it really like made the match feel a lot bigger.
Yeah,
having that contraption in halfway through the ring.
Yeah.
So like all the men get on it.
In WCW, that would be a match type.
Yeah, honestly.
It would be the aggro crag match.
Aggro crag match.
It's like the entire ring is separated by three ladders, cutting the ring in half. You got two teams on one side, two teams on the other side. You're fighting each other on the cut-off sides of the ring.
I mean,
and your goal is every 5 minutes the buzzer goes off and one member of each team goes to the other side. And WCW's fucked up, man. I swear to God.
Looking back at the Starrcade 98 with I think it's 98 with the triple cage.
Yeah.
That's basic.
Was that Starrcade though? I can't fucking remember.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Starrcade. That's basically your Aggro Crag match.
Yeah. Yep. In my fucking toddler mind, back when I first saw that, which was way after the fact, obviously, I was like, man, that's awesome. Little did I know that fucking I had no idea what I was talking about back then.
Awesome as you thought.
Yeah.
So all 6 men are on this contraption and they brawl, and then some get thrown off. Everyone starts training attempts towards it. Dean hits Vintage Dean Orton.
Vintage Dean Orton.
Vintage Dean Orton.
Greatest call of the night, and it was half of it was accidental because I meant to say Vintage Dean Ambrose.
Yeah,
but I took it one step further.
Vintage Dean Orton. It was a draping DDT, and he's draping on the contraption
with the dirty deeds.
Yeah, so it was hysterical.
That was great. I guess that's what they had to do in order to finally push him into the main event.
Yeah, really.
Owens, you got to do vintage.
Yeah. Owens powerbombs Sammy on the elevated bridge, and Sammy takes his turn to completely go liquid.
And I mean, like if that particular finisher, when it's done on something, that's supposed to put somebody out on injury.
Exactly.
So
let's see. Dean bounces Owen. It's only Dean and Owen left at this point. So Dean bounces Owen off the ladder. He falls onto the bridge, breaking it in the process, or dislodging it, because the ladder's not broken. It just dislodges from the standing ladder. Yeah. Dean climbs up and wins the briefcase.
Yes.
It's a little anticlimactic the way he just kind of like got Owens off there, but who fucking cares?
Yeah, I was too hyped.
Who fucking cares?
Like, you got to realize, like, during the entire night, I could not focus because I was just so worried that Dean was going to lose the Money in the Bank.
More importantly,
then when he won it, I was like, he's going to lose the cash in. Then when he cashed in, I was like, he's going to get speared by a fucking newly healed Roman Reigns or some shit and lose his cash in. And then when he won, I was like, he's going to fucking trip and fall and break his ankle.
Yeah.
You know, like, the whole night, I'm just like,
waiting for the
Dean's going to die. I'm like, Dean's going to fucking die.
Waiting for the meteor to strike.
I was waiting.
But fucking Dean does it. He's Mr. Money in the Bank.
Fucking, I was like, finally, giving him something.
Yeah.
Christ.
Anyways, moving on to our dead spot match. It's Rusev versus Titus for the U.S. Championship. Titus comes out, says hi to his kids. They're front row. Rusev comes out.
Makes out with him first.
Makes out with him. Anyways.
According to Brian, I didn't see it.
He kissed his son on the lips.
Yeah.
Son of like maybe 16. Brian is grossed out by this.
Yeah. I mean, Brian was also grossed out by the fucking sick video package the Money in the Bank got, too.
Yeah, I mean, I get where he's coming from. The song didn't really have a big...
I don't, because not everything needs to have a poppy fucking hook. This was clearly not a pop rock song. This wasn't Avril Lavigne.
Still have melody.
No, you can, but there was a melody.
It was okay.
He said it was like monotone. I'm like, dude, it's fine.
It's a little monotonous. It's fine.
Like, you could tell what they were going
You're
for.
both
Because
correct.
the vocals were actually a little bit low in the mix to kind of give fucking emphasis on the actual guitar chords being played.
You're both correct.
We both have very different theories on music,
and you both can't agree that you're both correct.
I mean, I agree with them in a sense because like a lot of the times when I write a melody, because like I do vocals too, I like having a hook. Almost always, but I don't always dislike a song for not having a hook. You know what I mean? Like I appreciate all different kinds of vocals because I am a vocalist too, and I think that's maybe what Brian doesn't understand because he's never been in my shoes.
See me in my own territory, homeboy. Anyways, I'm kind of bummed that Titus didn't come out selling his back. Because I was hoping...
I remember you mentioning that.
I was hoping that this would go the same way the Kalisto title match was, where... just kick the mic. I'm sure that'll fucking show up. I was hoping that it would do the same thing as the Kalisto match, where Kalisto was slapped into a very vicious accolade on the Go Home Raw, and then he shows up to the match selling, and that makes Rusev look like a fucking monster.
Yeah.
So... At the Go Home Raw, Titus was put into an accolade. It wasn't the most vicious thing ever, but it was, he comes out there, beats up Titus, puts him in an accolade. Refs are like, you gotta stop. And he's like, I don't fucking listen to you guys. Puts him in, slaps him in a second accolade. Who cares? But he doesn't come out selling. And I think it would have really been great if he had this thing where, like, oh, you got a title match? Well, I'm a bastard of a heel. I'm gonna come out and fuck you up before that match. So you come in injured, and then I just beat your ass.
Well, don't you know that in Vince McMahon's world, only little people can get hurt?
Does he even like Titus all that much?
I mean, he probably does to an extent, because, he's fucking world's greatest dad or some shit.
I mean, I think he sees the commercial value of Titus.
Yeah. I mean, he can't like him too much because he is black.
This is true.
So, we tend to forget sometimes, because, the only reason The Rock won the WWE title was because he was also Samoan. Vince probably ignores the fact that he was black just so that he can sleep at night. Actually, Vince can't sleep at night. Holy shit, that's probably why.
He's also Samoan.
Because he's had a black champion before. He can't deal. God, I've finally figured it out.
You have to understand, though, him being Samoan is really, really important, though.
Yeah.
It might even overpower the fact that he's black.
I mean, I think it does, because he doesn't look black. He looks Samoan.
Yes, this is true.
And that's, Vince probably fucking sings that mantra every fucking night. He's like, The Rock is Samoan. 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 Like fucking, like Eric Bischoff.
Linda's on the other side of the bed like, honey, just go to fucking sleep.
Meanwhile, fucking Ted Turner calls him. He's like, The Rock was black. Oh.
No, that's Eric Bischoff, because that's why they keep giving Eric Bischoff money.
Oh, fuck.
It's
like, please don't call again. Please don't call again.
They keep giving him money to make sure that Eric Bischoff never calls up Vince in the middle of the night and be like, he was black.
Oh, fuck. Damn.
The only thing that really came of this match was that Titus hit a pump handle slam. The start was a little bit sloppy. He had the wrong arm to begin with, but it looked good when he got going, so that's fine. Rusev wins and then runs off to ringside and gets in front of Titus's kids, and he's like, you know that man in the ring? Your dad? He's a loser! And it's shit like that that's like, man, they're not doing enough.
Shout outs to, like, I believe the older kid, fucking, after he says that, like, slaps him on the chest.
And Rusev
Rusev no-sells it, like, you know. I want to believe that that's a shoot, almost.
Yeah.
You know, and the kid's that brave. It's like, fucking Rusev, this motherfucker, talking about my dad. He was a tag team champion once.
Hey, he was. Give him credit where credit is due.
A fucking a paper champion too.
Yeah, exactly.
Damn.
Well, that leads us to our main events.
Man, I feel like this episode was quick.
Well, that's because there was 3 matches that we just didn't give a shit about.
How long is it? Right
It's only been an hour. Hour 10 minutes.
Damn.
That's fine. That's fine by me.
I still can't believe it's been an hour.
Yeah.
I thought it was like 30 minutes.
I mean, like, usually we have more to talk about with the bad matches because they imply things.
Yeah.
And we're stopping the fantasy book train because the draft's happening and, like, it throws everything out the window. But also the bad matches were just non-existent in terms of care. Nothing came from them, and there's nothing that we can glean from them moving forward because the draft's right around the door.
And so there's nothing that we can really rage about with them either, because like we didn't really care too much.
Exactly,
because like the matches that weren't that bad,
they're completely neutral matches.
Yeah, because it's like they weren't bad by a booking standpoint. Like, why would you put over Dolph Ziggler?
Yeah.
Because the right guy went over. So it's like we didn't even have really a whole lot we could...
No, it's just there's nothing to mention about that.
Like half of this episode has just been us going on random tangents like this one.
Exactly. If we didn't go on random tangents, we'd probably be at 45 minutes by the time we hit the
main we'd also probably have 0 views instead of 2.
Yeah.
Because, like, you know, it's all about us.
Exactly. The charisma's got to be there, dog.
I mean, the charisma's fucking off the charts. We got your look. We got my look for radio.
Yes.
So, like, I mean, people, if I didn't say I was fat, people might think I was sexy as fuck because of my baritone voice.
They got that Barry White going on.
I can't get enough of your love, babe. I don't know. That was probably awful. I could fucking care.
I mean, it's probably high pitched compared to Barry White's voice.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, your WWE World Heavyweight Championship match of the evening.
Well, technically, the first one of the evening.
Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins for the strap.
Oh, what can I say about this match?
The thing is, the thing that is important that needs to be mentioned is that despite the fact that these men are in the wrong character roles, they are being booked correctly in ring.
Yeah.
Where Roman is a dominant monster who moves at a very slow pace.
Yep.
And
he's quick when he needs to be.
He's quick when he needs to be, yes. Seth is a swift babyface with lots of babyface arsenal to him.
Pulling out all the fucking aerial shit.
Yeah.
Doing things that would get the fans pumped up. Like, playing it straight, not being a fucking dick. You know, he wasn't.
No, he wasn't. So the thing I do need to mention about this match is, and it suffers with a lot of Roman matches, the pace is just fucking glacial.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it.
A lot of this match dragged for me. A lot of it drags for me. The thing is, like, Roman's a power person, and so you have those big, like, you have these weights between his next big power spots.
Yeah.
But I feel myself really get detached from the match once we hit like the midpoint, and we still haven't upped the ante a little.
I think it's not so much a problem with Roman specifically, but this is kind of the main event style of WWE. Because the main event usually is the longest match on the card, right? And, let's say you put the same match, these same 2 guys, in a 15-minute match instead of a 20-minute match, or 25-minute match, it's going to be more fast-paced. But since they got more time to fill, they don't want to, drain their gas tank.
Yeah, I know it's a sense of that they have to hit a certain point in it.
Yeah.
That said,
when you're looking at the main event matches from the AJ Roman feud, they had a much better pace.
Yeah.
They were, and they're not fast paced. I don't want a fast paced match, but I want a match that builds towards something. And matches like this, they feel like they have a very small curve, and then at the very end they kick in. Yeah. Instead of being a better build towards the mid-range. Let's put it that way.
I kind of don't mind it like that, in all honesty, because I am a very payoff-oriented guy. Mm-hmm. Like, I appreciate the journey for what it is, but I already go into every match, no matter what match it is, knowing that the first half probably isn't going to be the best ever. That's why you'd probably see me rate matches higher than they probably are by a technical standpoint, because if that last fucking 10 5-minute period like is like stellar for me, then the boring parts of the match where they're just trying to get started, with the exception of the few big spots they do, usually like I just forget them, because like I did it for that payoff. You know, like same way like when you watch a movie, it's like, you know, all the other stuff at the beginning might be pretty cool, you might not like it when they're just walking and talking, but, like, you know, you remembered when the guy said fucking something funny. But then that ending, though, like, holy shit, when he fucking did the thing with the guy, whoa. You know, shit like that.
See, for me, the beginning of the match and the middle part of the match, I enjoy the pacing of matches, and I enjoy the storytelling of matches. Because when I would just, like, go on YouTube and be like, oh, I'll watch some indie bullshit. And I'm like, oh, they just do spots and they don't sell and there's no storytelling.
Yeah.
Well, that's not entertaining. Yeah. I like the storytelling aspect of it, because let's be honest, it's wrestling's a shonen.
It is.
It's a fucking shonen for real life people. And so, especially in main event matches of all things, I like that storytelling, the building blocks being put in place, the action ramping up, and then the big payoff happens. And matches like this with Roman, sometimes that just like the beginning and the middle are big drags.
Yeah.
To certain degrees, this wasn't as terrible as, say, it pains me to say this, fucking Triple H and Roman. That was one of Roman's worst fucking matches ever.
Yeah. I mean, like, Big Show.
Yeah, but you know going in.
Yeah.
At least with, like, Triple H, you're like, okay, this could be something.
Yeah.
It was fucking nothing.
Yeah.
But, like, regardless, I think the only thing that really needs to be mentioned here is, like, Roman hits his crucifix Razor's Edge. It looks fucking clean.
The sit down, the Razor's Edge into a sit down. It's a crucifix powerbomb, a sit out crucifix powerbomb.
Okay.
But like Razor's Edge, the reason why they call it that is because a normal crucifix powerbomb was what Razor Ramon used as a finisher. So like no matter what you call it, it's not incorrect. Mm-hmm. It just depends on like if you want to call it by its technical name, or its legacy name, I guess you could say. Kind of like how he hit the Sling Blade.
Yep.
And Michael Cole called it the Sling Blade.
He called it the Sling Blade.
I don't even know what that move would be called technically, but fuck, as long as he gave it a name, so I'm cool with it.
Exactly. And like that was like after the crucifix Razor's Edge, Seth really was when he really started going with the babyface moves. He hit the Enziguri, which is neutral, but then like suicide dive, suicide flip, Sling Blade. That all happened in like a minute, and that was like, hey, whoa. These are the really big babyface moves, and then like a little bit later, he gets like the flying knee and the springboard knee and the frog splash, like
all those cool babyface moves.
All those cool babyface moves, and granted, yes, like your heels can do frog splashes. That's cool.
Yeah,
bull frog splashes.
Yeah.
And probably one of your favorite moments of the match, Michael Cole correctly calls a Falcon Arrow.
Oh Jesus Christ! Fucking. Seth does the spot where he does a superplex, rolls through, and does a Falcon Arrow. And Michael Cole calls it the Falcon's Arrow, which, I mean, either one works.
Exactly.
And I was like, holy fuck, because I haven't heard a Falcon Arrow called on WWE TV in fucking, like, years. I can't even remember the last time it was called right. I think the only reason I know the name of the move is because of the video games and Create a Wrestler. Mm-hmm. You know, like fucking, I think in SmackDown 2, Know Your Role, it was fucking Hardcore Holly's finishing move. Because I think that was before he did the Alabama Slam. And it was just Falcon Arrow. And it was like, oh, suplex hold into like a sit-out kind of Michinoku driver type looking thing. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh, Falcon, that's a cool-ass name. Falcon Arrow.
Like,
When we always have cool names, you like that's what
Yeah. And like
I like the Michinoku Driver because of what it is, but I also like the name.
And whenever because like I've seen people do a Falcon Arrow like, you know, across years of the WWE, it was just never called.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they called it a suplex, you know, fucking whatever. But it was called a Falcon's Arrow tonight, and I was like, man, Michael Cole, appreciate you tonight. I appreciate you.
You're looking good tonight.
You looking all right.
You're looking all right.
Clean up all nice, you know. Maybe I'll take you out.
Commentary act like let's talk for a second. Commentary
passable tonight.
passable. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And they did a couple things right.
Yeah. It was definitely on the positive side.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 100, 50 being exactly in the middle, I'd say maybe they were at like a 69.
I was thinking about the number of thumbtacks that were in Jericho's
Yeah.
Anyways, the match ramps up towards the finish. Towards the end, I should say. Not towards the finish yet. They roll to the outside. Roman runs around the arena and attempts to spear Seth, but he dodges and he just fucking drills himself.
Well, that reminds me, I got to interrupt because we didn't mention it during the AJ match.
Go ahead.
At one point, when AJ hit like a move on Cena, he literally ran a circle around Cena.
Yeah.
I was like,
I love that.
I'm wrestling circles around you. I was like, oh man.
He did do that. That was good.
Stellar. All right, continue.
Anyways, so he crashes into this barricade. Honestly, he does look like he fucks himself up on this. And the doctors are doing like the big concussion spot, like, oh, is he okay?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
And like, this could possibly be like, you could consider this like a heel move on Seth's part, but really I don't. Because like anybody in that position probably would have done the same.
Yeah.
Regardless of alignment.
He didn't go in right away.
Yeah.
He didn't go in right away. He waited.
You could see the concern on his face. He's like, man, I get it, but I want to win this championship.
Yeah. So Seth grabs him after, you know, doctors really haven't like thrown up any red X's or anything. Yeah. So, you know, it's just a doctor spot. Gets him, throws him in the ring. Ref bump happens as Roman hits a spear, but there's an extended count, so Seth's able to kick out after the ref wakes up. Also, the ref gets like a super slow count because he's like, "Oh, I'm just alive."
Yeah.
Roman sets up
spear strong. Fuck.
Oh, this is the worst part right here. It's the best part, but it's also the worst part. Roman sets up another spear and tries to hit Seth with it, but Seth jumps, puts Roman's legs head in between his legs as he's spearing him, and comes down with a fucking pedigree.
It's the greatest.
The greatest.
You've never seen that before. It's literally the best thing.
So fucking cool.
Yeah.
But Roman kicks out.
Of course he does.
I was like, you fucks.
And like, not only that, but they could have just given it to him because the only thing that happened in the match after that was that he gets picked up for another pedigree.
Exactly. It's like, just let him get hit with this unbelievably fucking bomb-ass pedigree. Yeah. You don't make Roman look weak by getting hit by that.
Yeah. And I think it was JBL that mentioned it, or I'll just say commentary as a whole. I'll give commentary credit for this because they tried to justify the kick out by saying that he didn't get to hook both arms.
Yeah.
And like realistically he didn't.
So. Realistically he didn't. It was more like he just came out with like a fucking Bronco that didn't have a turnbuckle involved.
But it was a great spot.
Was bitchin'. It really should have finished the match.
It really should have.
That should have been the fucking finish.
But they wanted to keep Roman strong. Got to take 2 pedigrees in a row to put down the old Roman.
Yeah. Anyway, so Seth wins.
He does.
Seth wins. Seth's
clean as a fucking whistle.
It was would you consider it clean with the ref bump involved?
No, it was still clean because like there was no cheating.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like obviously
the ref bump was incidental. So yeah.
Yeah, it was incidental.
Would you consider this Roman's first clean win or
clean loss? First clean loss, probably. I know he lost like the only singles loss I can remember him taking. And yeah, it does like because like even the WrestleMania match wasn't technically a singles, but that was his first. He did get pinned during that match at least, but his only like singles loss I can remember before this was it involved Big Show like hitting him in the back or something with a fucking foreign object, and then the other guy getting the pin over. I can't even remember who the other guy was.
Yeah,
but it was during his Big Show feud, which like everyone forgets for good reason.
Yeah, it was boring.
But yeah, with the exception of like fucking losing in what you can definitely say wasn't a clean loss at that one WrestleMania, because like, you know, it started as a singles match with Brock, and then when Seth cashed in, it was that definitely can be considered outside interference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it became a triple threat match. It wasn't even a singles match, and Roman took the pin. But again, like, you know, you can't really consider that necessarily clean.
No.
So yeah, this is probably his first clean singles loss.
Yeah. And so after that, Seth celebrates. He's got the fucking strap. He beat Roman clean.
They kept Seth looking strong as shit. They kept both guys looking strong. Like, obviously, like you had, you know, where they kept Roman strong. They made sure the spear was protected by having it like be a slow count,
kicked out
as
of at
well
like
as
an 8, really.
Yeah. And then you know, they had him kick out of one pedigree before like being fallen by another one. Mm-hmm. But they kept fucking Seth strong because there was no chicken shit heel tactics. There was no true heel shit going on at all for Seth.
He was really a babyface the entire match.
Yeah, he fucking won this with fucking good solid shit, no outside help, and like it was great on both ends.
Yeah,
like,
it's pretty inarguable that he beat him clean and that he proved, hey, I'm on your level.
Yeah, all 3 members of the Shield tonight looked good as fuck, which brings us to...
Speaking of which, as Seth is in the ring celebrating...
Crowd goes nuts. And even if they weren't really going nuts, I was going nuts.
Crowd goes fucking apeshit.
But I was nervous.
I mean, crowd was already going apeshit.
Were they going apeshit?
Because, Seth won. They're like... I mean, crowd's behind Seth.
Literally, I could not look past what was going on.
Crowd was hyped that Seth won. Sweet. Dean's music hits. Crowd goes nuclear.
Yes.
Dean comes from behind because Seth's looking at the ramp.
Yeah.
Crowd meltdown
when he gets in the ring.
When he gets in the ring from behind, Jesus Christ, the crowd fucking explodes.
I love the way Dean cashed in too, because as Seth was like knocked out by the briefcase shot. You know, Dean, like, fucking struts all boss out to the ring.
Yeah, struts all boss out.
Fucking he calmly but sternly tells the ref, he's like, I'm cashing in now. And he gives it to him.
Yeah.
It's like, that was sweet
Lillian
shit.
calls in that Dean's cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. Dean gets in there. Seth groggily wakes up.
Hits him with the dirty Dinkelberg.
Hits him with the dirtiest of Dinkelbergs. Fucking pins that dude 1, 2, 3. Dean's got the strap, baby.
It was the first and only time.
Death God.
Fucking, even in the room, like fucking me and Brian were jumping around, fucking
the only reason
embracing at one point.
The only reason I wasn't jumping was because I had a laptop on my lap.
The laptop held you back, man. The show's bringing you down.
The show's bringing me down.
Maybe it's time to hang it up after all year.
We had a good year run. We're going to end on a fucking strong note.
So yeah, you could not book this any better. Like I was saying earlier, you couldn't.
The thing is, and this is something I mentioned, it was the first time in a long time where the main event felt like the main event.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, here's our obligatory main events that we have to have because this is the people at the top of the card. No, this main event felt like a fucking main event.
All 3 of their future tippy-toppest of stars were involved in this.
And this really solidified Money as the Bank at the top, as one of the top 4.
I mean, like, yeah, like, a lot of people...
This was a huge fucking shakeup.
Yeah, because, like, the Big 4, you know, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Survivor Series. Mm-hmm. But everyone knows that Survivor Series has not been key. Like, it's Big 4 because of legacy only. Yes. It was one of the first 4 pay-per-views, you know? But Money in the Bank, it actually affects the future.
Yeah, it's a really storyline dependent. It's a big fucking deal.
Yeah.
In regards to storyline moving on for the rest of the year.
Especially, like, you got to imagine, if they keep Money in the Bank, which I imagine they will, after the brand split, then both brands, assuming there's 2 world titles, are going to have a briefcase like they did before. So it's got to be a dual roster pay-per-view. Like, if it wasn't, then, like, because like, if they keep just the Big 4 as being dual roster, they got to have Money in the Bank be dual roster. And I mean, I guess it's possible that's Dirt Sheets said that's every month both brands are going to get a single pay-per-view.
Yeah.
with the exception of Big Fours. So it's possible that Money in the Bank will be one of those pay-per-views that just gets 2 Money in the Banks that month. Like Raw gets one and SmackDown gets one.
Yeah.
I'd rather that not happen. I'd rather it not be 2 fucking pay-per-views a month.
Exactly.
I'd rather it just, they alternate like they did back in the brand split era before they unofficially stopped it. Because the reason why they stopped it before was because the SmackDown events were not getting enough buys. And that's totally justified. Because SmackDown was considered the B brand, for the most part. But now, they got the network. So what? Are people just going to cancel their subscription during the SmackDown events? Like, no. Like, it's $10.
You can still pretty much... You can probably still track the amount of people watching live for your events.
I mean, I'm sure. But still, though, they're losing a lot less than they would have before.
Yes.
So, it's totally a great idea now.
Yeah, and the thing...
split them up.
The thing that I was looking into online is that it makes sense from a money perspective. Like, yeah, okay, so WWE's ratings were down all of last year.
Yeah.
But their company came out on top.
Yeah.
Because 3-hour Raw plus like a monthly pay-per-view plus all the bullshit they do with the network and everything, they're rolling in sponsorship money.
Yeah.
They're rolling in it. And so this is them doubling down. Now,
would it though? Because like,
yeah, because now you have more pay-per-views to get sponsors for. Because every pay-per-view has a fucking company sponsor. So now you've doubled the amount of pay-per-views, which is like doubling the amount of company sponsors you have.
but you're also doubling the amount of expenses
This
for a
is
pay-per-view.
true.
A big pay-per-view production.
This is true. It depends on... I mean, I assume that they are coming out on top with this. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't do it.
You know what I think might be a better idea? And I don't know, because like, fucking a 3-hour pay-per-view, a little much.
Yeah.
For 2 a month. What I would kind of like to see them do is kind of maybe follow the NXT formula almost, with the Big Fours being like 3 hours each and WrestleMania being 4 or like 8 like it was this year. And
pay-per-views going to 2.
Yeah. The B pay-per-views, the Raw exclusive and SmackDown exclusive, like, yeah, you can have 2 a month, but each of them maybe just be 2 hours.
I think that'd be
like
nice.
Roadblock.
Yeah.
Right? Like that way, you could cut down on the production costs by having it be like Roadblock a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that might be a little sick, I think. Because then you still wouldn't be expending all the storylines. Because like the cool thing about having the brand exclusive once a month pay-per-views back in the early brand split was that every other B pay-per-view, fucking Raw would have fucking 6 to 8 weeks of build. Mm-hmm. SmackDown would have 6 to 8 weeks of build, in between pay-per-views. And even then, their Big Four pay-per-views normally had like 5-6 weeks of build. So like every fucking pay-per-view had 6 weeks of build. Or fucking 8 weeks of build.
Which is good, because we've been stuck with pay-per-views that we get like 2, 3...
Maybe 4.
And occasionally...
Battlegrounds getting 5.
Battlegrounds gets 5, which
probably just because of the brand split, though.
I mean, no, Battlegrounds got 5 last year.
Did it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because remember...
Man, you would think they wouldn't be as shittily booked.
And that was the problem, because Ryback had the IC belt, and we had 5 weeks to build up to that match, and then right before it, he got a staph infection.
Oh, man.
And we were like, fucking kill me.
Why is Ryback's career mirroring CM Punk's so much? Because I forgot about the staph infection.
Yeah, I know.
He gets a staph infection. Shortly afterwards, he ends up quitting because he doesn't think he's being treated right.
Yep.
It's amazing.
It's really one for the books, man.
And this is coming from the guy who literally fucking just hated CM Punk because CM Punk fucking bashes him by saying he's like, roid back and shit like that. It's really comical.
CM Punk's hates him back.
Yeah. So
they probably have beers now.
I want to see one of those two things, either alternating like they used to be, with the exception of, because like keep it, because every year didn't always have exactly 12 pay-per-views. They still don't do it now, though.
Mm-hmm.
We have like 15 sometimes. I think the biggest that they ever had in a year was 15, but it's smart to do 4, 4, and 4. 4 Raw, 4 SmackDown, 4 Big Four. But then like you've got the question marks, like that could be Big Fours or dual brand, but aren't. Like you've got Money in the Bank, which needs both rosters. Night of Champions, which wouldn't make sense without both rosters because you need to defend every belt.
Yep.
And those are really the two big ones.
These are the ones I can think of.
Yeah. So I don't know exactly. I don't know.
Now, I believe I saw on the internet, on the dirtiest of dirt sheets.
Oh man, we're digging deep.
We're digging deep on the
Literally.
dirtiest of dirt sheets right here. That they're bringing back the trademark for some of the old WCW pay-per-view.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. Like, if we could get the Halloween Havoc set back, that'd be great.
I mean, if we can get sets back, that'd be great.
The thing is that we're not getting sets back because the gigantic LEDs have really helped with production costs.
Yeah.
And that you don't have to fucking... You don't need a semi-truck to take the fucking SmackDown fist everywhere now. Which sucks, because the SmackDown fist is fucking cool.
Yeah. You think they might bring it back in the form of on the screen?
Oh yeah, I hope so. I know I'm asking for unrealistic shit for them to bring back the Joe Frazier looking ass fist. Yeah. But
every time I go to fucking Youmacon and see that,
yeah,
like I always think of old SmackDown because it's like it's just a big black fist.
It's a big old fist.
It's like, man, black power as fuck. I could appreciate. Hey, SmackDown was the only time they had black world champions. Yeah,
it was the Rock's own show.
Yeah, it was.
He's Samoan. He's Samoan. He's Samoan. He's Samoan. Alright. Anyways, I think that wraps it up for us tonight.
For the most part, yeah.
We can't really go into any more theory booking because the draft's right around the corner.
We could talk about possible shit that the draft could do for like fucking 90 hours.
I also want to go to bed.
Yeah, going to bed.
And we have a good point to end off because we're gonna be back for a draft episode.
Like, I imagine that'd be the next one.
That's going to be the next one.
We would, like, I fear that since it's going to be so close to Battleground, because, like, I'm pretty sure, well, I mean, the first live SmackDown was the 19th, so you would imagine that they would have the rosters decided by then, right?
Yes.
So, that's going to be, like, the week before Battleground. So, like, in order for us to make that work, I mean, I guess... If they do it on Raw, like literally the Raw before that SmackDown on the 18th, then I mean we could have we might have like a week's worth of time to fucking put in. Do you think we could probably get together and watch that one?
Yeah,
like we would a pay-per-view maybe.
Yeah, I don't think that's hard.
Yeah,
we could do it on a Monday. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll leave that discussion for off air. You'll see us next for the draft episode.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you for sticking with us. We've been here a year, Luna.
One more year. One more year.
Marvel's Capcom 2, 10 more years.
Oh man, fuck.
No.
Hopefully Dean will have a nice long reign and not just win, not just fucking lose to Roman.
It's been a year for us. Dean's got the belt. I'm ending this show on a fucking good note.
It's fantasy.
We're all doing good. See you guys for the draft. Catch you on the other side. Adios.
Peace.